everybody, welcome to my channel and my studio. I'm your host, Cryptidmasterkd, and the horrifying creature that's watching you sleep at night. In today's episode, we're going to be telling one story about a man who was kidnapped by a family and held hostage by a family of Bigfoots in the Canadian wilderness. The man's name was Albert Austin, and he claims that he was out prospecting in 1924 in Canada. I can't remember where in Canada, but we're going to have to do without locations. Now, we all know what a Bigfoot is. You can see one in the poster behind me. So, anyway, without further ado, if I can remember correctly, let's get into the story. Okay, it was 1924. I think it was in Quebec, Canada. Albert says that he was out prospecting and he heard a lot of chatter around him, and 2 or 3 nights he kept hearing sounds all around him, and it was like 2 or 4 nights they began to give him trouble, and he pretty much assumed it was bears or porcupines, which made a good stew. But finally, one night, he was picked up and carried away. And according to Austin, he was carried about 2 or 3, 4 hours. And around 4 o'clock in the morning, he was sat down in a valley, and he woke up and heard all this chattering around him. And he got up, and as daylight showed, he began to see a group of creatures around him. Austin says that he was carried away in his sleeping bag, which contained food supplies and his rifle. Austin says that he didn't feel threatened by the creatures, but he also didn't feel free to leave.
What were the creatures, Master?
According to him, they were all hairy and big and muscular. So obviously we're dealing with a family of Sasquatch, or what the native known as hairy man. And according to him, he saw a couple of them. There were 4 of them. 2 big ones and 2 small ones, indicating a family. And like I said, he didn't feel threatened by these creatures, but he didn't feel free to leave. So he settled in and made his own camp. And they fed him and kept him warm for 4 days. On the 4th day, he felt he needed an opportunity, so he sat down and made his campfire and cooked coffee. And according to him, the smell of the coffee must have brought them in, because the big one was sitting like 10 feet away from him. and he brought out a can of snuff. A can of snuff, which is like a cigarette. A what?
Like tobacco.
Like tobacco. And he got it out and took a pinch. And the big male creature reached down and took the snuff can. And according to him, he emptied it into his mouth. And he says that it didn't feel very good, probably didn't taste very good either. So he drank all the coffee and emptied that into his mouth. And the creature probably, as a result of the snuff and the coffee, the beast ran off, likely looking for water. And that's when Austin made his escape. And he managed to get out of the valley and back to civilization. But his story, is it real or is it just made up? Who knows? I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, this isn't the first time people have heard stories of people being kidnapped by Bigfoot. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry it's so short than my normal videos. But tune in Thursday when I discussed a Wendigo story, maybe a Jersey Devil story, and Puckawatchee story. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this story and this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm your host, Cryptidmasterkd. I love you all. I'll soon be active on TikTok soon and other platforms. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a like. Peace out. I'm Cryptidmaster. Wow!